Hello, my name is Stephanie, and tonight we are reading the rest of chapter 6 of Hebrews. So, in verse 15, then Abraham waited patiently, and he received what God had promised. Wait patiently, and you will receive what God has promised you. Now, when people take an oath, they call on someone greater than themselves to hold them to it. And without any question, that oath is binding. It talks a lot about oaths in the Bible. God also bound himself with an oath. That's why. So that those who received the promise could be perfectly sure that he would never change his mind. So God has given both his promise and his oath. These two things are unchangeable because it is impossible for God to lie. Therefore, we who have fled to him for refuge can have great confidence. We hold to the hope that lies before us. This hope is a strong and trustworthy anchor for our souls. It leads us through the curtain into God's inner sanctuary. Wow. Jesus has already gone in there for us. He has become our eternal high priest in the order of Melchizedek. So that is a really powerful passage that I think really speaks for itself. What comes to my mind is that line that says, it is impossible for God to lie. And this is so random, but I remember, I'm pretty sure it was the scripture, like in some translations it says God does not lie. And I think I heard some like pastor preaching like God can't lie. He cannot lie. It's not that he just doesn't lie, but he literally can't lie. It's physically impossible for him to lie or whatever, which is true. So I remember being in church and finding that scripture, and like, because the church Bibles had the interpretation where it said God does not lie, and I crossed it out and wrote cannot instead of, so it didn't say does not, it said cannot. I was like, no, it's cannot. So, oops. I only did it in like 3 Bibles. I still go to that church sometimes. I should check those Bibles. Hello. So I ordered this dress for on Amazon. It's kind of expensive. I normally don't spend that much. And I think I'm going to return it because it just doesn't excite me or thrill me enough. Yeah, sorry, it's tight. It's just kind of difficult to put on by myself, but nice gold dress. It's fun. It's interesting.